pag-usapan natin yung in-demand skills para tumaas ang value sa workplace.
Now, when we're talking about skills para tumaas ang value sa workplace, these are the skills na it's technically applicable to anyone. Yung mga skills na to, for sure, mas magiging importante ka sa kumpanya mo kasi no one else can have these skills at saka very few people lang actually have the mastery of these skills. And when you have these skills, for sure, pag mas valuable ka sa workplace mo, tataas ang sahod mo or that or other major companies will start to look for you. So let's start with the number 10 skill. We're going to talk about 10 skills
ano yung number
right
10 skill?
Number 10, research.
Okay.
So, why is research so important? Diba, para sa iba sa atin, it's like Googling lang, or you can use ChatGPT or AI to search. Pero even if it's something as simple as that, research kasi is about, diba, getting data.
Exactly.
And no company or no person can make a good choice without knowing data first.
Exactly, and I've noticed a lot of mga workers these days, not even these days, even in the olden days, they just want to, jump into conclusions kasi tinatamad sila mag-research, and this is very annoying to most bosses and managers because employees who just jump to the conclusion so that parang tinatamad na sila to get data, tinatamad sila to research, to get the proper direction in the company, they become low-value employees kasi ibig sabihin, your mind is not really meant for the workplace. Hindi ka marunong mag-research, di pang ano ka lang, blue-collar job. So, hindi siya magiging high-value yung level mo. So, minimum level na maging high-value, kailangan medyo matyaga ka mag-research.
Actually, may mga kaibigan ako nagtatrabaho sa McDo. Yung mga head office, hindi to sa McDonald's branch, kundi sa head office na McDo, sa P&G, sa mga Dove, Unilever. Ang isa sa mga pinaka-importante na ginagawa nila every month is may mga meeting sila discussing yung na-research nila. Basically kung nag-i-improve ba yung sales nila, yung mga targets nila, yung mga research sa mga parang mga focus groups, mga markets, kung gumagana ba yung mga ads nila, all research yun. So it's more than just googling something, no? It's really analyzing, talagang nag-iisip sila, tas hindi lang yung research na yun, pinapasa nila yung research yun sa mga managers para base sa information yun, alam ng managers kung anong gagawin kung hindi base sa mga numero or research na hanap ng mga tao na yun.
So yung mga nag-aaral dyan, research, hindi yan matatapon. In fact, yan nga yung mahalagang skill na pinapahalagahan ng mga employers. Okay, let's go to number 9. Siyempre ito, very important. Problem-solving skills, no? So once you have research, once you have data, what are you gonna do with this data now that you have you know what the problem is? You find a way to solve these problems because you just don't go to your management or to your boss or to the board of directors na there's a problem, but you also propose possible solutions. Option 1, option 2, based on the research and the data that you have because that's how you'll be appreciated more. Diba, Solo?
Actually, oo, diba? Kasi the research, yun yung parang backbone. That makes you parang a good employee if you know how to research. But if you don't know yung kung paano mag-solve ng problema, you will never be a manager, you will never be a supervisor, you will never be a president of a company or ever get far kung hindi ka marunong mag-problem solve. Kasi I think you can agree with me, Morgan, na walang mas nakakainis na tao kundi yung nagsasabi na, sir, may problema tayo.
Problema lang.
Wala siyang solusyon, wala siyang isip. Yung gusto lang niya ipasa sa yung problema.
Ayaw niya mag-isip, ikaw na bahala lahat.
I think yung paborito nating tao sa mga experience natin is, sir, may problema, pero ito yung mga pwede natin gawin solusyon. Kahit na mali yung mga solusyon na yun, at least alam mo, Nag-iisip siya at gusto niyang ayusin yung problema. Hindi lang yung, sir, may problema. Tinapon ko na sa yung problema. Ayoko nang pag-isipan yan. Ikaw na mag-solve. Kaya yung tao na sasabihin, sir, may problema tayo. Tapos wala siyang gagawin or wala siyang pag-isipan. Walang kwentang tao yun. Kasi hindi siya nag-iisip at hindi siya tumutulong kung paano. Kasi anyone, kahit sino naman pwede magsabi may problema tayo.
Tama.
Yung hardest thing is yung solusyon, di ba?
Kasi pag problem solver ka, parang you're transcending na from employee to supervisor to manager kasi ganun na nga levels nun kung gusto mo umangat, you're now solving problems, hindi ka lang telling the problem or facing the problem, you're solving the problem. So ano yung next important in-demand skill?
The next important in-demand skill, and I think any company and any small business will agree, sales. Kasi sales is the lifeblood of any company.
Tama.
I remember nag-usap tayo dati, Morgan, you said na the easiest problems are yung mga math problems, like sa engineering, kasi engineer ka nga, di ba? So, when dati nag-uusap tayo, sinasabi ko, di ba mahirap mag-design ng building? And sinasabi mo, mahirap yung math dun. Pero mas mahirap magbenta ng building. At magbenta ng serbisyo.
Tama kasi when you say sales, ako bilang engineer, I've gone through many engineering problems. And eventually, you just solve them, kumbaga, procedural eh. Kung minsan mahirap yung procedure, minsan out of the box thinking, but eventually, it will solve it. You can not solve itself, but you'll be able to solve it, and you'll be able to solve it just, by putting one procedure over the other. But sales, there's really no one solution to solve sales eh. Lalo na pag yung company mo naghahanap ng sales, it's out of the box thinking. There's no one formula that fits for all companies. Unlike a solution can fit for certain factual problems. Like 1 plus 1 will always be 2. But in sales, there's no such thing as, he did this. If I do the same as he did, I'll be able to sell as much as he did. It will never work that way. That's why those who are creative in sales and be able to deliver sales become very valuable assets to any organization or any company that's in revenue generation. No? Kaya if you have good sales skills, you'll be one of the top executives in any company.
Yeah, for example nga, diba, talking about like you can design the best building, you can make the best cake, you can make the best food in the world. Pero kung hindi mo kayang mabenta ng properly or wala kang salesman na magaling na pwede niyang i-convey kung bakit ito yung pinakamagandang building sa buong mundo at ito dapat yung presyo ng building kaya dapat bilhin mo yung building na to or dapat bilhin mo yung keyboard na to or kahit anong problem, kahit na sobrang ganda na ng product mo or kahit na sobrang galing na ng mga empleyado mo sa paggawa ng mga basic things. Kung walang magbebenta at hindi nila kaya masabi kung bakit ito yung presyo at halaga ng produkto mo, wala kang kikitain. At sasara pa rin yung kumpanya mo, no matter how good it is, di ba?
Tama. And let's go to number 7, teamwork, no? So, teamwork is very important kasi kung gusto mo mag-transcend from being just a regular employee or one of the team members, teamwork will show how you can work well with the team and you can accomplish more with the team and eventually become a leader of the team. So, what's your input on this?
I mean, this is true for everything now. Kasi no matter what, no man is an island eh. Di ba? Kasi kahit sa anong gagawin mo, hindi mo kayang buhatin lahat. No one, kaya nga naawa ko minsan sa mga farmers, diba, discussion natin. If you're a farmer today sa Pilipinas, you have to, kailangan marunong ka mag-farm. Marunong ka sa mga fertilizer, sa mga schedule kung kailan ka mag-aani. Tapos kailangan mo rin mabenta yung produce mo, kailangan mo i-process yung produce mo.
Storage, financing.
Ang daming kailangan gawin.
Marketing.
And kaya nga nahihirapan sila eh. Kaya nga minsan nalulugi sila kasi they're carrying so many burdens. Pero when you're working in a company, for sure, you should never put everything on yourself, diba, Morgan?
Correct.
You have to, there are teams for a reason. Not everyone is Kobe Bryant, diba?
Tama.
And even if you were Kobe Bryant, mapagod ka rin. So you have to really be able to pass some work to everyone, but you have to do your part, diba?
That's why teamwork is very important because no one man has the exclusivity on all the talents in a what a company needs. Some people are really built for just this work, some people are built for that work, and some people are built to lead. So if you're able to consolidate all these talents, then you can accomplish more rather than be a one-man island. So yun yung important na skill sa workplace. If the board of directors can see that you have good teamwork, then you have potential for greater leadership roles, no? What's the next,
Before we move on, I also just want to discuss sa teamwork nga. Let's say, ayaw mo talaga, you don't work well with others, pero magaling ka talaga. Even if sobrang galing mo sa trabaho mo, pero nakita ng mga managers mo na hindi ka marunong mag-play ng team,
Tama.
tatanungin nila yung mga co-workers mo, would you follow him? So kung ikaw ang magagawing manager, susundin ka ba ng mga people below you? Most likely, no. Kasi you don't play well na nga eh. So hindi ka rin susundin ng mga tao under you kasi you already don't play well. So that's why it's an important thing to go teamwork, to be a good team player so that others will follow you and you can be promoted even higher, diba?
Correct. Okay, what's the next in-demand skill?
The next one is analytics. So we were talking about research earlier. So basically, it's connected to research. Sa analytics is, yung research is, dito yung data. Ito yung, ito na nangyari, ito yung meron na nahanap natin. Yung analytics is, ano yung pag-iisip mo? What do you see dun sa data? Umakyat, bumaba, bakit? Yung thinking process na yun.
Exactly, kasi analytics cover problem solving, but also opportunity harvesting, no? Kasi once you analyze, hindi naman lahat problema no? Minsan may mga opportunities din from the data that you can extract which can help the company get into a certain direction that can further yield better margins, revenues, profitability, which will lead to better rewards for you and the group, no? Because once the group improves, you will improve as well, and because of that, your analytical brain will be very valued because it's a very in-demand skill, no, analytics. Kasi I have to emphasize, sobrang konti lang ang magaling or marunong mag-analyze sa Pilipinas. We've worked with so many people in our business lives. I've been working for so long. So many people, they're just unable to analyze in a holistic way, in a micro way, in a medium scale way. Talagang everyone's or majority or 99.99% of people are just single track mind. That's why if you have good analytical skills, your value becomes so high. That's why it's a very in-demand skill. Kaya sa BPO, 'di ba? BPO industry, ang dami mga high-paying jobs pero hindi mag-qualify, ang dami mga unfilled positions sa BPO industry ngayon kasi hindi daw pumapasa ang analytical skills ng mga nag-a-apply. So ngayon may mga foreigner pa na galing ibang bansa nag-apply sa Pilipinas para makuha yung mga high-paying jobs kasi yung analytical skills very important yan, 'di ba, Solo?
Oo. I mean, I just also want to break it down kasi baka yung analytical skills baka masyadong komplikado yan para sa mga viewers natin. So, what is the most iniisip ko ngayon nung nag-uusap tayo, ano yung pinaka-basic what does analytical skills mean? Siguro yung masasabi ko is yung question ng analytical skills is bakit? 'Di ba? Kasi kunwari, yung analyzing something, tinatanong mo sa sarili mo, tinatanong mo sa lahat, bakit nangyari ito? 'Di ba? Ba't tumaas ang benta? Ba't bumaba ang benta?
Oo.
Kasi alam mo naman yung data, may numbers dun sa research, 'di ba? Kunwari, 100 siya last year, naging 95 this year. So alam mong fact 'yun base sa data. Yung tatanungin mo sa analytical skills is bakit? Bakit naging from 100 naging 95? Kung pwede mo ma-figure out na kung ano yung dahilan, kung ba't bumaba or ba't tumaas ang isang bagay or ba't nangyari ito, yun yung analytical skills. At saka kaya nga, yun yung hinahanap ng mga managers ninyo. Kasi kung alam mo kung ano yung bakit at kung nasagot mo yun, one step closer ka na to solving the problem.
Sige, going to number 5 would be management skills. So, ito na. So, transcending na tayo to manager level, So, management skills are very important kasi management skills, very rare to, Ang daming gusto maging manager, pero hindi naman talaga sila pang manager ang utak, Ano ba ibig sabihin ng manager? Your overall thinking na lahat ng mga skills na binanggit namin kanina, nasa iyo na. You can think, you can analyze, you can problem solve, you can create solutions or opportunities for your group or for your company. So management, you have teamwork, you have leadership, you have analysis, you have problem solving, and very few can transcend to a manager level. Kaya tingnan mo, yung sweldo ng isang pangkaraniwang empleyado, halimbawa, 1, yung manager, 10. Sasabihin mo, ba't hindi man lang 20% higher, 30% higher? Hindi, 10 times higher yun, 10x yan. Kasi ganun kakonti ang may utak na pang manager. Kaya kung meron kang utak na pang manager, in-demand skill yan kasi very rare ang magkaroon ng managerial mind. Kaya kailangan alam mo yung valuation ng isang normal. Sasabihin, ako yung gumawa ng trabaho. Oo nga, ikaw yung gumawa, pero hindi ko kung wala yung manager na nag-isip para sa'yo, hindi mo rin magagawa ng ganun yung trabaho kasi tititigan mo lang yung papel. Pero pag sinabi niya, ganito gagawin mo, tsaka mo gagawin ng ganong style kasi siya yung nag-isip. Pero kung ikaw, kaya mo na gawin yung managerial skills, tumataas yung halaga mo, di ba, Solo?
Yes, talking about managerial skills, it's just like parang sa basketball nga, di ba? Coaches are also very well paid. Maybe not always as well paid as the most popular basketball players, but in terms of business, they're definitely more well paid than most people in the business. Kasi it's, again, part of being a team player, but now this time, you're above the team. And even if you're not the best at, let's say, accounting or sales, you know how to delegate. Alam mo kung saan mo ipapasa yung bola. Na okay, ikaw dapat yung mag-handle nito, pero pinapanood mo lahat. Parang pinapanood mo yung buong orchestra o yung musician. Andyan yung banda, nagpe-play sila, pinapanood mo, okay, tama siya dyan. Okay, tapos iniisip mo kung ano pa yung magagawa para maayos ang lahat.
Sa'yo lahat ang sisi eh. Kung may hindi nagawa, ikaw ang may kasalanan. Kaya kung may nangyayari na hindi niya nagagawa yung isang tao, yung inassign mo, hahanap ka ng ibang tao, hanap ka ng para na magawa yung trabahong yun. By hook or by crook. Kasi manager, no? Ang manager talagang overall, ano? So, yun yung sinasabi ko, no? Kasi maraming mga tao na yung mga ibang nagsabi, boss, siguro magta 30 years na akong nagmamap dito sa kumpanya nyo. Bakit yung bagong graduate ng halimbawa Ateneo na pang management level, mas mataas na kagad yung sweldo kaysa sa akin? Ako 30 years na ako nagmamap sa kumpanya nyo, sir. Alam mo, kahit magmap ka, magmap, kahit 100 years ka pa magmap, ang sweldo mo, pang nagmamap pa rin. Pero yung taong halimbawa mas mataas ang utak, at mas mataas ang value lalo na kung mas may demand yung value sa kanyang skills, syempre mas mataas yung value kaagad doon. Hindi ho patagalan sa trabaho, kundi pagalingan. So pagalingan ng utak, pagalingan ng magagawa at may isip. Yun ang basis ng valuation, hindi yung patagalan, no? Kasi yun yung maraming mga minsan may mga empleyado na lumapit sa akin na, "Sir, tagal-tagal ko na." O nga, tagal-tagal mo nang nagpupukpok. Pampukpok pa rin ang value ng pagpupukpok mo kasi hindi ka na nagbago eh. Pumukpok ka na lang ng pumukpok ever since pumasok ka dito eh. So, ano masabi mo dun?
I completely agree. And sa mga viewers natin na hindi nag-aral or wala yung mga skills ito, inisip nyo ba, hopeless na ba? Hindi na ba ako makakaangat sa buhay? The answer to that is no. But we'll get to that later kasi baka sinasabi nyo masyadong negative kami kasi syempre sinasabi namin kung wala kang skill na to, hindi ka magiging valuable. It's not impossible. You can still be valuable but we'll get to that later. Para hindi nyo lang mag-isipan na nagiging negative lang kami. We're putting you down. No. We want these skills, take note of them because if you can get them, and we'll discuss how you can get them later, you can be much more valuable, you can make much more money, and you can have a much happier life, diba?
Tama, oo.
But going on to our next skill, it's still in the realm of manager, diba? Project management.
Yan.
So this time, it's management. It's still management, pero now you're handling a specific project. Kunwari, sa construction.
Yan yung common, no?
Common yan. You know this, yung mga project managers. They're the ones making sure na, okay, ito yung timeline, di ba? Maybe you can discuss this more. Ano yung mga chart, mga timeline.
Yung mga Gantt chart, yung mga steps to do, mga materials projection, mga manpower projection, and then making sure all of these come together at the right time, the right place, and if they don't happen, paano mo hahabulin na umabot yung schedule. So project management, very critical role yan kasi very few can handle the stress. It's a very stressful job sa utak. Very stressed dito kasi you're thinking of a lot of things that are happening simultaneously live. Lalo na sa mga project. So the most common projects, of course, are mga construction projects. But there are different types of projects. But construction project yung pinaka-common sa project management. So because of that, you're handling time, people, money, labor, and so many things going on in the background. And all dapat mag-harmoniously sync yan or else magkakaroon ng delays, magkakaroon ng mistakes, and that's where the project manager balances all the different mga methods to be able to accomplish everyone happening at the same time, no? So yun yung critical role. Kaya pag project management skill ka, tumataas yung skill mo kasi stressful role yan eh. But if you can be stressful, but even if you're stressed, but you can succeed in this role, you will be valued highly.
Kasi as the project manager, you're figuring out, may deadline ka. Tapos maraming kailangan gawin. Not just in construction, pero kahit sa anong kumpanya. Let's say, programming yung kumpanya mo or accounting yung kumpanya mo. May mga project kayo. It may not always be sa semento or concrete or whatever, pero may mga deadlines kayo, may mga tao kang kailangan i-manage, at paano mo isasalo lahat ng mga little details at yung mga tao nyo para maging success yung project. Hindi lang matapos on time, pero maging maganda yung project ninyo, di ba?
Oo. Let's talk about the number 3 skill now. It's all related pa rin, no? This is leadership, no? So, sabihin mo, anong pinagkaiba ng leadership sa management? Sige, ang leadership kasi is the charisma The charisma to be able to convince people to do things beyond what they think they can do, no? You're increasing their trust in you, their belief in you, and being able to get them to do things that otherwise they would not. That's his leadership, no? Making people go beyond the call of duty and being able to do more than what they want to do, because leadership entails a lot of charisma, a lot of convincing power, and a lot of all of these skills combined. Leadership is an overall spectrum to be able to rise to the top and be able to see the full spectrum and be able to lead everybody, including the managers, into one unified direction, di ba, Solo?
Oo. In fact, I think this is the hardest skill of all the skills kasi no one can teach you how to be a leader. You can watch YouTube videos, you can read books, pero at the end of the day, nasa sayo yan eh. Kasi it's you interacting with other people and how you can inspire people to work for you. And why is leadership also one of the most important high-value skills? Because if other managers or other leaders or yung presidente ng kumpanya, ng malaking kumpanya, let's say PNG, sees na leader ka, na sees that nakita nila na people will follow what you say, na kung sinabi mo na ito yung gagawin natin, tapos masaya silang gawin yun, sasabihin ng presidente ng PNG, mukhang ito yung magiging next president ng PNG ah. Kasi lahat gustong sundin yung iniisip niya. Parang confident sila, di ba?
May believe sila sa iyo. Hindi dahil sa organizational chart. In fact, yung mga wala sa ilalim ng organizational chart mo, sumusunod din sa iyo kasi they can see logic, they can see wisdom, they can see charisma and overall direction for the betterment of the whole, no? Kaya yung leadership, nakikita nila na meron kang kumbaga, when you say leadership, you also show them that you care for them, you exert time for them. So, to a normal employee, parang, bakit ako mag-aksaya ng oras na alamin yung buhay niya, pakialaman siya para kung ano mga problema niya. But that's leadership eh. Leadership is a greater calling. And to most people, they don't want to waste their time, or I won't say waste, you spend their time on knowing other people's problems. But that's what leadership is. It's an overall, direction. You have to take care of people, you have to make people believe in you, trust in you, and see that you have the greater goal, no? So leadership is not for everyone, but some people just want the benefits of leadership, but apparently they will always fall short, kaya maraming natatanggal kapag nagfe-fake leaders sila.
Kasi like as a boss, you can order people around, di ba? But what makes a good leader? One, again, problem solving, you know how to solve the problems kasi kaya nga ikaw yung naging leader at kaya may believe yung mga tao sa'yo kasi pag alam mo paano mag-solve ng problems, sasabihin ng mga tao, uy, alam niya parating nasosolve niya yung mga problema or parating alam niya yung anong kailangan gawin, believe na believe ako dyan. That means kung may sinabi siya na gawin ko to, yun siguro ang solusyon nga sa problema na yun. Two, syempre yung team player again kasi he knows how to work along with us, di ba? Parang, uy, he works with us well, hindi siya bastos, hindi siya masamang tao, madali siyang kausap. Tapos, again, yung sinasabi mo, he cares.
He brings out the best in others.
He cares about us, which means we should care about him. Diba? So, yun yung parang parang nire-return mo, binabalik mo yung pagmamahal niya. Diba? Nang ganun.
Ano yung next skill?
So, the next skill is customer service. So, no matter kahit na may mga AI na dyan, yung mga machines na yan, again, they'll never be able to handle yung mga interpersonal relationships.
Siyempre. Kasi when customers kasi is the lifeblood of the company, So customer service is very important kasi if you're able to satisfy customers and make them happy and come back to the company, and you can even make them bring out more money for more of your products or services, your skill is also highly in demand because this kind of skill means that you can, generate from the current pool more money. You can extract higher revenue from the customers by serving them, pleasing them, and making them satisfied to come back for more.
It's actually similar nga to sales, as we said, kasi the sales gets the customer once, the customer service gets them twice, thrice. So kung magaling ka makisuyo sa mga customers na kahit na may bad experience na sila pero talagang nabenta mo ulit sila, parang salesman ka ulit eh. You're telling them, uy, kahit na may bad experience, come back to us, I'll make sure na if you gumastos ka sa amin, talagang maganda pa rin yung makukuha mong produkto at serbisyo. So, come back to us, diba? So, very important yung skill na yun.
Okay, and the number one skill for the in-demand skills, in all workplaces, actually hindi lang workplaces to, whether you're in school, you're in the workplace, you're even in your family or your friends, is communication, ano? Kasi those who can communicate well will always come out on top, whether you're in a good situation, nice situation, or dangerous situation. Sometimes yung sabi ng iba, you have to know martial arts. No, you have to know the martial arts of the mouth, no? Although kami, we're black belters, but we have learned that using your communication skills, capturing the mind of people will be far greater, no? Kasi if you can capture the mind, you can disarm the physical. If you can capture the mind, you can always be remembered in a nice way, in a positive way. And even in school, di ba, yung mga nagre-recite correctly and with a positive memory, sila yung parang nagkakaroon ng nagiging teacher's favorite, no? So, whether in the workplace or the customers or wherever you go, communication is key. The right communication, hindi yung communication na mali. Kasi there are types of communication that antagonize people or negative, then you leave a bad impression. And then of course there are those who are just silent, ano, the grinders. Kumbaga, these grinders say, oh, I wasn't as bad as the guys who left a negative impression. But having no impression is also just as bad kasi meron akong kasama, no, na isa sa mga assistant sa office natin, dinadala-dala ko siya when I do mga client visits. Yung isang client, pang-apat o pangatlong beses na namin binisita, parating sabi ng client, oh, bagong tao mo. Sabi ng tao ko, sir, pangatlong beses ko na dito. Pero hindi kasi siya nagsasalita, kaya hindi siya naalala. Every time we visit that client, kaya sabi ko, oh, kasi hindi ka nagsasalita, kaya hindi ka naaalala. Kaya communication is key, no? But if you're gonna communicate, try to practice it, no? Practice communicating the positive way, which involves all the skills that we mentioned, no? Research, analytics, problem solving. Because once you open that mouth, you have to be able to communicate to the person that you have all these skills in place, di ba, Solo?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think communication is the most important skill. Everywhere, in every job, in every position na nahanap mo sa'yo sa buhay mo, kahit anong trabaho ka man napunta, kahit saan kumpanya ka man napunta, I think it's communication. Kasi,
Exactly.
like yung sinabi mo nga, yung nag-communicate or nakipag-usap or nag-present, siya yung maalala. So, kunwari, magaling ka nga sa problem-solving skills. One of the top 10 skills that we just listed now. Pero, shy ka mag-present sa, let's say, sa mga boss mo. Nasa yung solusyon ng problema. Alam mo, kung ginawa natin to, maayos yung problema. Pero, shy ako.
Hindi mo masabi. Oh.
Hindi ko masabi. So, alam ko, yung isang kaibigan ko dito sa office, siya yung medyo makapal ang mukha niya. Sasabihin ko sa kanya yung solusyon para i-report niya sa boss.
Siya ang maalala.
Siya yung maalala ng boss. Sasabihin ng mga boss, ito yung matalino. Kahit na, ito yung nagsabi sa akin ng solusyon eh. So, siya yung magaling. Kasi siya yung makapal na mukha, siya yung magaling mag-communicate. Same sa school, di ba? Kung, let's say, matalino ka nga, ikaw yung gumawa ng PowerPoint presentation. Tapos sinabi mo sa kaibigan mo na hindi kasing talino at hindi ginawa yung presentation, uy, shy ako pumunta sa harap ng classroom. Ikaw na lang mag-present. Iisipin ng teacher, ito yung gumawa ng trabaho. Ito yung gumawa ng lahat. Hindi yung nakaupo na tahimik, di ba?
Yung nagpe-present, akalain ng mga teacher, siya yung gumawa lahat.
And again, with communication, kung magaling ka mag-communicate, magaling ka mag-sales, kasi that means magaling ka nga makipag-usap sa tao, medyo, well, kailangan talaga makapal yung mukha mo. This is something you have to practice. Kasi kung shy ka to talk to your boss, to talk to customers, kung parati kang nasa back-end, makakalimutan ka, hindi ka aangat sa
value
pwesto.
mo, may ipit dun eh.
Kasi even every leader, every manager, they have to communicate. They have to report they have to talk to their employees, and they have to talk to their superiors, diba? So communication is...
even leadership requires communication eh.
So that's why I think that's the most important skill. Like, for example, alam natin ang Apple, diba? We know Steve Jobs. Siya yung, namatay na siya, pero siya yung parang hero ng Apple. Siya yung gumawa ng iPhone, iPad, whatever, iPod. Pero, I think there's another Steve na hindi nyo kilala. Si Steve Wozniak. Yun yung partner ni Steve Jobs. Pag nakita mo siya, nerd. Sobrang nerd na nerd, mataba, long beard, super genius. Siya yung gumawa ng original Mac. Siya yung gumagawa ng mga original Apple products. Pero sobrang shy siya. So yung pinagawa niya, pinapalagay niya si Steve Jobs sa stage para i-present yung ginagawa niyang project. And now, kilala niyo ba si Steve Wozniak? Siguro 99% ng tao, hindi nila kilala si Steve Wozniak. Kahit na siya yung genius. Dahil si Steve Jobs, siya yung nag-present, siya yung nag-communicate.
Pati rin sa Facebook, di ba, yung mga magpa-partner, ang naalala ngayon si Mark Zuckerberg. Pero alam niyo ba, meron yung isa sa back-end, yung gumagawa lang ng mga programming. pangalan nun. Pati ako nakalimutan ko din pangalan. Pero nasa pelikula yun, yung yung social media, tayo magpa-partners. So, dahil tahimik lang siya, sa back-end lang siya. Minsan lang siya na-interview, pero hanggang ngayon nandun pa rin siya, pero hindi siya maalala kasi siya yung nasa operations end, pero hindi siya halos nagsasalita. So, hindi rin siya maalala.
Oo, so kaya nga, yun. Kung ikaw yung kahit na sobrang galing mo, if you're not presenting in front of people, makalimutan ka. Nakalimutan na si Steve Wozniak. Nakalimutan na natin yung guy behind Facebook, except for si Mark Zuckerberg lang ata yung kilala ninyo.
Kasi siya
nagpa-present, diba? So, pero kung sino yung man nagpa-program, sino man yung gumawa ng Facebook, hindi naman siya gumawa na lahat eh. Pero siya lang yung nagpe-present, siya yung nagkukwento sa mga investors, sa mga TV, sa mga news, na, uy, ang ganda ng Facebook, gamitin ninyo. Kaya naalala natin siya.
Okay, and there's one more bonus in-demand skill. Ito, bonus. Ano
Ito yung bonus in-demand skill. Diba, sinasabi ko sa inyo na we're not trying to be negative, we're not trying to put you down. But if you have this skill, if you're willing to be open to this skill, you can get all the other skills. And that's adaptability. Adaptability meaning na pwede kang mag-adjust. Na kung nandito ka lang sa buhay mo at ito lang alam mo, being adaptable means na matututo ka at willing ka to learn para paano gawin yung mga other skills. Talagang ipapractice mo yan. Kasi may mga ibang tao, sobrang stubborn nila na hindi, magaling na ako sa, let's say, magaling na ako sa accounting based on 2010. Ba't pa ako gagaling sa accounting at ba't pa ako matututo kung paano ibenta yung accounting ko? Hanggang dito lang ako, mag-accounting lang ako. Pero may mga ibang accountant na, hindi, nag-update every year yung mga accounting rules. At saka, alam mo, kailangan ko ibenta yung sarili ko. Kailangan ko matuto paano mag-sales. Para mabenta ko yung mga serbisyo ko. Hindi ko lang isi-stick dito sa isang box. Talagang maghahanap ako, kailangan, kahit hindi ako komportable, matututo ako at gagawin ko yun. So that's the number one bonus skill na if you don't have that skill, any other skill yet, with this skill, you'll get every skill, di ba?
Even nga sa mga basic jobs, kung wala kang adaptability, baka ma-expirean ka. Like yung dati may nakausap akong driver na aplikante, ang kaya lang daw niya i-drive Toyota Wigo, yung pinakamaliit na kotse. So ayaw daw niya mag-drive ng Innova. Sabi ko, pareho lang yun eh. Kotse hindi. Kumbaga sarado na isip niya, hindi daw siya mag-a-adapt. Wala, hindi niya nakuha yung trabaho. Kasi hindi siya mag-adapt. Wigo, Innova, konti na nga lang i-adapt mo, hindi pa ma-i-adapt eh. Na sarado na isip niya. So adaptability is a bonus in-demand skill, no? So yun yung mga in-demand skills that we've shared with you today, and I hope you've learned something that you can use for your future life. I am Engineer Morgan Say, your coach ng Bayan.
Ako po ay si Solomon Sai, ang inyong kuya ng Bayan.